Do you guys want to know how to use MakerPen? Well, here's the video for you. We're going to be learning how to use MakerPen and some CV2 and CV1. So, to take out your MakerPen, you're going to open your watch, go to the backpack, and simply click on use. What I do recommend is favoriting it. After you favorite the MakerPen, you can just pull it right from your back. Pretty cool, right? Now after that, you can look at your MakerPen. You can just look at your MakerPen black screen, just look at it, and it'll open a screen that you might have not seen before. This has a lot of things in it, and your brain's probably going crazy. Okay, I will show you everything. This is super easy, and yeah. So simply create is a thing where you can create tubes, cubes, pyramids. I will show that later. Select is selecting multiple or just one object. Connect is connecting CV2 or CV1 objects. Configure is configuring certain objects that can be configured. Transform is move, rotate, scale in one. As I said, move is just moving, rotating is rotating, and scale is scaling. Clone / flip is just cloning different objects, for example, like that. And just to show that I don't want this, you can click the undo, or say if I really want that, we can even click the redo button. But I'm just going to undo that for now. Recolor, you can recolor it to a different color and material, which we'll be going over later. Freezing is where you can freeze something which you don't want to delete, manipulate, or grab. Making an invention, say if you create something pretty cool and you want to save it or just give it to people, then you just make one of your custom objects an invention. Manipulate, it's basically scale but a little bit better. Delete is simply in its name, deleting things. So all we're going to click on delete. Make sure you're on the tools tab, by the way. We're going to click on delete, and we're going to delete these walls. Do not delete the floor. So after you delete the walls, this is what it should look like. A pretty nice sandbox, so don't worry, you can't fall off. As you can see, we can actually have a nice little starting point. The reason why I don't delete the floor is because I know where the player is going to start, and this is a pretty nice starting point. After we get the base place, the starting place done, we can delete this, which I just moved it, so we're going to use the untool too. What we're going to do is look at your MakerPen again. Go to palette, and go to cube. Click on the X, and now if you hold the trigger button while holding your MakerPen, you'll be able to see something like this. And of course it won't scale like this for you, but just to show you that it does do something like that, turn off one of my settings. So now, boom, it works. Okay, you can do whatever you want, make some cool shapes, I guess. But yeah, so if you really want to use this is amazing. But let's delete all that. Okay, we don't need any of that. We're just testing something out. We're gonna go back to palette. Let's find tube by scrolling down on here. We're gonna find tube right. Messing up everything. We're gonna find tube right here. Okay. Now, since I don't know what normal settings of tube will look like. I think it's like a sphere, like you can draw around that. If it's like that, we're gonna fix that just for you. Okay. We're gonna go to tools. We're gonna see this little setting area. Okay. We're gonna click on uniform shapes. So you have to click on the create tool settings. Click on uniform shapes. We're gonna go to scroll down to create tube settings. Change the tube radius to at least 0.08, and tube height scale to 1, and tube faucets to make it square is 4. We're gonna also click on connect to nearby tube snapping grid. Okay, we're not gonna worry about that yet, but this will be super helpful when we make the first game ever. Okay, we're gonna make a game in this video. Exciting, right? So after you got that down, now your tube should look something like this. And the cool thing is, you don't have to like make separate tubes. No, you can just continue off it since we clicked on connect to nearby tubes. Make something like this. I don't know what this is, but it's something. Boom. Looks pretty cool, right? We're gonna go back to palette. We're gonna find. I keep messing this up. Now that's why we like to do freeze method on the floors. We're gonna go to cube under palette, and we're gonna spawn this in. Okay, it's a nice cube, but we want this cube to move around the scene. Maybe even like jump up and jump down. So all we're gonna do is now under palette, we're gonna go to CV1. We're gonna do animation gizmo, and we're gonna spawn it right next to it. I'll show you CV2 after. We're gonna go tools, we're gonna go to connect, and we're gonna connect the top little gear piece and go to tools, go to connect. Okay, connect. I don't know if I said that. Connect is the thing they have to have for wiring. So you're gonna wire the gear to there. Okay. It should say object added animation. You wouldn't be able to see that on my screen, I'm pretty sure. All we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back to tools. We're gonna see this edit thing right here. We're gonna click on edit. Click on the main piece right there. Open here. Now you're gonna see this weird thing. It looks a little bit confusing, but trust me. So scroll down. Okay, click on move, and then click on add. After you click on add, it adds a frame. So just drag this up with the move tools. Click on it and click on and drag the arrow up. And click on add again to add another frame to make sure it goes down. Now it goes down. Add another frame and make sure it goes right or left. Add another frame and make sure it goes up. Now it should have an animation. If you click on play, we should have a simple animation like that. So now all we can do is click on tools, configure this little 0 and +1. Boom. Now if we go back to configure and we configure the animation chip, we can always change this. It says playback mode. You're gonna change it from loop to ping pong. So now look it doesn't stop automatically. See, it goes back down and go back up. Boom, and it goes back. See, it works like that. It's pretty fun. Okay. So now, but what if we want to play this by a button? We're gonna change this to 0. Okay, it's gonna keep going. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna do stop at start, and then unconfigure that. And then we're gonna go back to tools, or palette, sorry. And we're gonna click on the that little thing right there, magnifying glass. Search up button. Okay, you're gonna find button V1 Legacy. Spawn it under here, and go back to the connect tool. And connect this little red arrow. If you hover over it, it will say what it is. When button is pressed, you're gonna bring that to that play. Now, one thing I do recommend is going to configure the animation, and do stop at end. Now, if we're gonna play, it will eventually stop. Now, boom. Now we can do this again, and it will go up and go back down, but then guess what? It will stop at the end again.